Welcome to chapter 3, and in this chapter we're going to create the floor and the ceiling of our space. Now, in order to do that, let's start from the ceiling. To have the option of curving it both inwards and outwards, we're going to have to create an additional point between those two. To do that, let's copy one of the points that we already have on the top, and let's create a common toggle for the y value for both of them. Now this is done to have the new point that we're going to create in the same plane as the previous ones. And now we can freely move the point along the z and along the x. And we're going to do the same thing for the point here. So there we go. Once again, we're going to create a common toggle between those 2 points to keep the y value consistent. And in this case, since we want to create a vaulted surface that is parallel to the floor in its main axis, let's just go ahead and create a common toggle with the z as well between those 2 points. So now both of them can go up and down consistently. Now, all is left to do is create a curve between the 3 points here and the 3 points there. In order to do that, we're going to go to the curves, and as you can see in the section of the splines, there are a lot of ways of creating a curve between 3 points. We're going to choose the interpolated option for this one, and now all is left to do is input our vertices. So number 1, and as you can see, we already have our curve. Let's just adjust the z value a little bit. And now we're going to do the same for the second set of points as well. So choose the interpolated version. And simply connect the points by holding the shift and connecting to the input. Once we have those curves, now we can loft them. And here you have your ceiling. And we're going to use the same trick with the split surface as before. We're going to meet this surface and this surface, and We're going to use this curve for this one and the other one here. And we're going to do the same trick with selecting an item for those. And we're going to turn off these surfaces as before. We're going to do the same with the second face. And again, turn off the surface. Have it. We have our ceiling. Oh, actually, since this is our final surface after cutting the window out, that's why we have a problem of displaying the cut-off surface. We need to use this one as the splitting. So now let's hide that one, and there we go. So again, with Grasshopper, there is a general rule that anytime that something that is an old geometry, so to speak, you need to either hide it or use the last version of the geometry that you've been using. In this case, the last version was the surface with the window. And with the floor, it's much easier. We're just going to loft the bottom two curves. Accordingly. Now, the reason why this happens sometimes is because you have a different order of points on lofting, meaning we need to switch direction by which we created this curve. So it needs to be this first and this second. There you go. In the next chapter, we will explore the creation of the regular and irregular grids in form of columns.